This cute creature is called Possum. Possum is part of Australian wildlife. It's usually living near people, on the roofs of our houses, inside the roofs. That's why it's sometimes hated, because it might bite the electric cables and make noise. Well, we don't hate possums. This baby we found running on a road with very heavy traffic. We were very afraid that it would be hit by a car. It was daytime and we knew that possums are nocturnal animals, so it should be awake on daytime. So we were thinking that it has lost its mother. We didn't know at that time that if you find an animal that needs caring, you should contact a specific wildlife carers that are volunteers trained to take care of animals. We were not so trained. We had to learn from the internet, from our friends, how to take care of this little baby. First thing we did, we put her in a cage where she was safe from our cats and dogs, and then we made her a special pouch from cloth. Pouch is a place where possum baby usually lives. In her mother pouch she eats and sleeps. Also, other ways we tried to set up an environment for her as natural as possible, putting some tree branches for her to learn how to climb, because possums are climbing on trees. We did not want to keep her as a pet. That wouldn't be right. Wild animals belong to the wild, so we just wanted to help her to get a start in life, and that's what she really needed, because when we got her, she even didn't know how to eat, so we have to feed her from a bottle, give her non-lactose milk that we bought from a pet shop, from a bottle that was from the pet shop as well. She also needed help in toilets. In the wild, the mother licks her bottom with her tongue. We didn't want to do that, but we were wiping her bottom with the wet cloth. Little by little, she learned eating. Next step was to feed her lactose-free yogurt from a spoon, and then little by little go to plants, berries, fruits, and all the stuff that they eat in the wild. It took 2 or 3 weeks to train her to eat properly, and then she started eating by herself, berries, leaves, everything. By the way, he or she, we didn't know, but let's assume it was she, a little baby. We learned that one of the trees that was growing in our backyard was very delicious to possum, especially its flowers. So we brought those flowers to her to eat, and she usually likes them. In this picture she doesn't, because she had eaten too much already. She was exploring the environment more and more. Usually during daytime she slept, and in the afternoon she got up for an hour and then slept again, and at night she was up exploring more and climbing the tree branches that we had put in the cage. And then one day I decided that now it's time to go further, closer to the wild. To offer a soft landing, we made a special cage on a tree next to our chicken pen. Idea was that she could live in that cage. The door would be open at least sometimes, but locked sometimes, so she could be safe. But at the same time, she could more and more go and explore her environment, learn to eat by herself without us feeding her, and learn to move around next to our house and in the nearby trees. That worked. We moved her there. The cage was sometimes open, sometimes closed. During the daytime she was sleeping there happily and safely. The cats couldn't go there, and no other predators as well. Sometimes she woke up in the afternoon, she was eating, playing a little bit, exploring the environment. In the evening, we let her climb in the trees. She went up on a tree and then quickly ran back to the cage, into her pouch. And then the next day she ran further and came back. We left the door open all the time, and we discovered how she was exploring further and further at night, but during the daytime we found her sleeping in the pouch. So everything worked like we planned. We knew that maybe someday we won't be seeing her again, because she might have learned to live in the wild. We just hope that there are not too territorial other possums nearby, that we had heard that might happen. It might even be killed by other possums, but didn't look like that. And then one day she just didn't show up. We heard her from the roof, and we heard there was somebody living inside the roof and making possum noises. And then we thought that she had grew up so that she couldn't go inside our roof no more, and we didn't see her since then. And soon we moved away from the house. We just hope that she's alright and happily raising her own family.